All right. So today we are starting our first official class, and we're going exactly with the curriculum as I gave you before. So today we are starting with the nature of sound and basically how sound works. So, like I said, we're going exactly with the curriculum, and we're starting with the nature of sound. So, this class is simplified music theory. Yes, simplified music theory, where our aim basically is just to make music in terms of the theory easy for you to understand, and at the same time give you much more understanding. I would say deeper understanding way past the secondary school level. So let's begin. First of all, I want to define what the difference between music and sound is. Music, as we're told in primary school, is a arrangement of sounds that plays the air, something like that. Well, it's not as if that is totally correct, Sha, but it is kind of correct. Kind of correct. But sound in itself is, I would say, the fundamental building block of anything auditory or anything that has to do with ears. First of all, remember the most important part of a musician's body is here. This planes. The ears are the most important part of a musician's body. So, we want to start by analyzing what is this thing that we hear, first of all, and that thing is called sound. So, I'm not going to bother you with the scientific or the mathematical aspects of it. That's not why we're here. We said simplified music theory. So, I'll just start by telling you this. Sound is everything that you hear. I think you should write that down. Sound is everything that you hear. Why am I saying this? At some point, this is the difference between very, very, very good musicians, very, very good singers, very, very good producers, and everybody else. When you realize that sound is everything that you hear. And why is that important? Because if sound is everything that you hear, that means that music is made up of sound, and hence music can be made up of everything that you hear. Every single sound that can be produced can be made musical. That is basically where I'm going, which is why we are studying sound in the first place, so that a time will not come when you will not you'll be thinking that, oh, this thing cannot be used, or this doesn't sound like music. No, everything that can make sound can be used in your music, which is why, like I said, we analyze the three basic parts of sound. The first most important part is called pitch. Pitch is just basically how deep or how high the sound is. Very, very, I would say, physical example. Look at this note, right? That's a sound, right? Look at this note. That's a sound. That's a sound. They're all sounds, but you can see this one is quite lower than this one. So each of them have a particular pitch, and each of them are higher or lower in relative with each other. That is why the first thing you are going to learn in our training your ear class tomorrow is how to differentiate pitches, not identify them now, just differentiating them, finding out which one is higher, which one is lower, that kind of thing. Training your ear to recognize relative pitch in terms of how high and how low. So every sound has a pitch. Now we're going to a bit of, I would say, technicality. If you look at what I played here, you can see on the screen there's a note written there, G2. Don't worry about what that means. But basically, what he's saying is that this is a particular frequency or a particular highness of sound in terms of how high it is, right? If you look at this one, this is rose G3. That is a different height. So what I'm saying is that between this place and this place, there are different, I would say, sounds in between, right? Now, obviously, based on the way the keyboard is set out, you can probably admit that, okay, fine, this one is lower than this one, right? And this one is higher than this one, right? So you can say in relative pitch, this is lower than this is higher than this, and so on. But where I'm going to is that the way the keyboard is set out is not the way sounds exist. Another mind-blowing thing you're going to think about. I'm going to give you an assignment today, something to think about. The way the keyboard is set out is not the way sounds exist. I want to show you how sounds actually exist in real life. Let's go to our whiteboard, right? Now, today we're just going to be talking about pitch. It's a 10 minutes class. This is how sounds exist in real life, like that, I guess, right? You can see on the screen that this is our keyboard. Now, if you look at the thing on top, the special thing on top, you will see that for every note, there's like a lot of colors in between. Use the colors to analyze it. Look at this G, for example, this one over here. It's red, right? The next note, which is this guy here, this distance, is here. But you can see between this and this, there seem to be infinite shades of colors that range from this red to that orange. That is the way sound exists in terms of highness or lowness. Between every two notes, there are an infinite amount of notes. So you can see that a lot of things they taught in secondary school or primary school is not exactly accurate, which is the point of this class. At some point, we're going to be using all the, normal notes and everything. But sometimes you may want to be looking for the ones in between. Let me get my pitch bend here. Hear this. Can you hear that? This is the starting note. That's the target note. But you can see between this guy and this guy, there's a lot of slight movement from here. So all those little, step-by-step increase in pitch that seems almost undetectable are there. They are all there. But based on, I'll say conventional and make it easy for everybody to just be able to play music, the keyboard was created in a particular intervallic pattern. New word there, interval. So what I'm saying in conclusion for this class, like I said, 10 minutes, is that sound has pitch, one of its three major qualities: sound, pitch, what is the second again? Pitch, loudness, and quality. We'll be talking about the ones later. But for pitch is just height in terms of how high in sound it is or how high in low, basically frequency. But you can see that sound can take any frequency, but for the sake of convention, they have been, I would say, segregated for you. So next week, we're going to start talking about those segregations called the tone and the semitone. Thank you for attending this 10 minutes class. And like I said, we don't waste time here. So your assignment for next class, which is next week Monday, for the rest of the week, we're doing different things. Like I said, it's an institution. So for the next week, for assignment next week, I want you to go around and look for unconventional sounds. And try to think of them in a musical way. Maybe birds chirping, goats if you are living inside ghetto like me. Goats, the one that's making their noise, babies crying. Try and imagine how possible is it for me to think about this musically? If you think this is just something for beginners, I do this every day. I'm literally working on a song right now that the major sample there is good. It'll be out soon. You'll soon hear it. But seriously, this is something the best producers do. They actually go and look for the most unconventional sounds to put in their music. Understand? So, like I said, thanks for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow by hopefully the same time. Hopefully, the same doesn't happen again. My laptop they crash. Thank you for being there and see you tomorrow. Hope you are still here. Oh. Anyway, so
Yes, sir.
see you tomorrow. John,
See you
do my
tomorrow, sir.
assignment. Oh. Do my assignment.
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.